I'm Laura Avendano. I am from Colombia. I came to the Netherlands to do my master studies almost 4 years ago. I did my master in Delft, in the IHE school, that is an Institute for Water Education. So all the programs are just like focusing in water. And then I decided to stay here. Within Econvert, I am a process engineer. So I am involved in the execution of the project. So once sales phase finish, we receive the project as a team, and then we continue with the development of the project. So all the basic engineering, design engineering, then we have like all the procurement, like that is kind of the construction phase on site, and at the end, as a process engineer, we go on site to commission and start up the units that we design here. So in a way, we are involved in all the phases of the project. So I am civil engineer. Actually, that is my background, and then like my master was in sanitary engineering, and I had some colleagues or like in that moment classmates that they were also applying. So when we finished that, actually I finished my master after COVID. So it was of course like some uncertainty about like what to do next and where. So a recruiter contacted me and they were like looking for people more or less with my background, and then I had the interview, and it was really interesting because actually about this topic there are really few companies that are super specialized, and actually some of those ones are here in the north. So it was really interesting for me to also learn a little bit more of the technology itself, that is the anaerobic treatment. Like the first 2 years I was living in Delft, and then of course like finding like house here in general, I think in the Netherlands is a little bit difficult, but then I found a place in Leeuwarden. So that was the big jump from Delft to Leeuwarden, that it was a little bit like north, but I really like the city. It's really cozy city, and of course like really like nearby or easy to come by train, because I use a lot the public transportation. And of course in certain point the recruiter helped me like to also for the applications, because in certain point, like if you don't speak Dutch, it's a little bit difficult also even for those applications. So yeah, they help me a lot on that. And right now I'm living in Zwolle. I moved to Zwolle from Leeuwarden, but because my husband found a job in Rotterdam. So of course Leeuwarden, Rotterdam is a little bit far. So we are now more or less in between, something that is Zwolle. Yeah, I think like everywhere, of course, like Dutch people have really good English, so the communication is easy. There are a lot of like also kind of international colleagues, so we keep it in English, and we have like a lot of activities with them. In general, personally, I have this try to do like an exchange always. So it's like I teach you Spanish and you help me with the Dutch. So I do that with some of my colleagues here, like with the Dutch colleagues. So in a way that also help you to like to get more involved, because in those exchanges we are also talking about like personal things. So yeah, in general is fine. Yeah. In my experience, like living in Leeuwarden and still working here in Heerenveen, I really find that it's really calm. In a way, it's a really relaxed life, like comparing with maybe like big cities. And I come from Bogota, that is the capital city, from Colombia, that is like 10 million people. So you can imagine, of course, like when we compare with Leeuwarden or even Zwolle now, it's quite different. And also something that I really like is to find these like colleagues that can be, what I say is during the day they can be mechanical engineers, but in their normal life they are farmers, or like they have their own like kind of land or something here that is not that common for me. So that is really nice to see. I really like to cycle around, use my bike and just go and explore around. And actually close to Leeuwarden, it was really beautiful to see because it's just like 5 minutes from the city center and you already have really a lot of green areas, and that is almost everywhere here. So that is really nice and I enjoy a lot. And yeah, at the beginning I was always like trying to show my family or my friends where I was living, so I was always like making video calls from my bike, showing around. Yeah, now I do it more like just to have like a free time to rest and to just enjoy nature. Yeah, so that is something that I really like a lot. And also, yeah, in general activities with water. So it's really nice to have even like social deals that you can just rent a boat and go around, or like kayaking, or this like soup and those activities. So yeah, I really like that. I know that yeah, like sometimes our professional profiles are really interesting for some companies, or for Dutch companies in general, and more here also, that sometimes people just prefer to stay like in the biggest cities or something. But yeah, like really in the Netherlands it's really easy also to just move around the country. And so it's like, if they really want to try here in the Netherlands in general, the north is a really good option. And if they are trying in the north, yeah, it's a good opportunity, place to live.